What's up everyone, Mike here from The Art of Guitar, here with a cool vibrato lesson. I wish I would have had this years ago when I was first starting out. My vibrato was a little bit uneven and sort of herky-jerky, and so I had to develop a method to improving my own vibrato, and in doing so I found some really cool breakthroughs that I want to share with you today. I discovered my problem was whenever I went to do vibrato, I would tense up because I was trying too hard to make it happen. So I would do something like... It just got really uneven. I just didn't like the sound of it or the feel of it. And people would always kind of say, you know, your vibrato sounds a little bit tense. So in order to loosen up my vibrato and to make it more pleasant, I had to slow it down at first and I had to exaggerate it. And another component was I had to practice it with a metronome for a while. So you don't have to use the metronome, but it's really helpful to get everything really even at first, and then later you can ditch it, and then you'll just naturally still be good, hopefully. Oh, and for all the basics on vibrato, just, you know, each finger has sort of a different technique that you need to know, and a lot of other details. You could visit theartofguitar.com. I already did a whole lesson on the basics of vibrato. Today's just going to be more about getting to that next level afterwards. Okay, so we're going to go to the 3rd string, 7th fret D, and we're going to actually exaggerate the vibrato so much, it's just going to be like a bunch of slow bends. It's fine if you want to do a whole step bend. Or even a step and a half is fine. As long as it's exaggerated, slow, and in tempo. So let's just do it without the click first. That's the idea. Now if you want to go to your pinky, I recommend going to the 2nd string, 8th fret, lining up your fingers, remember. It's very important to be able to mute. That's another thing we cover on the site that I won't be covering today. Now let's go back to the ring finger and do the whole step or step and a half bends to a click. So we're going to go 90 beats per minute, and let's just go ahead and try to keep up with it and keep it very even. And remember, when you do your bend for vibrato, let it drop back to the 0 point where you started before you come back up. Don't go too far or too little. Some people go like this. You want it to come all the way down. Don't let it go past the 0 point, because then you get a weird double vibrato. Sort of awkward and weird. Okay, so let's try it. 90 beats per minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Funny because it feels like you're exercising. You're trying to be so diligent with every single vibrato bend. Okay, now let's go to the pinky and try it here. 90 beats per minute. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lifting those weights with your pinky. Okay, now you can go to your 1st finger if you want to. We'll do that on the website, not today. But you're going to get the general idea of doing this really slow, deliberate, to a click bending vibrato. Eventually, you do this for days, and eventually you get muscle memory happening, and it just sort of starts happening on its own. Now, a lot of you might think you have to keep speeding up the metronome and, you know, speeding up your vibrato, but really all you have to do, this is kind of a cool little secret, just put away the metronome. If you do this for, you know, a long time, I recommend a few days, just get used to it. But what we want to do now is just lighten our load a little bit. Don't do vibrato a whole step or a step and a half anymore. Let's drop it down to just a half a step and see if it just speeds up naturally, because that's what's going to happen. So we were going like this. Now we just go half step. See how it naturally went quicker? That's kind of the secret, okay? If I actually just went up a half step, remember that's just 1 fret difference, and copy that sound with the vibrato. You're going to see that your vibrato sounds way more even and a little more pleasant than before. Before, maybe this, real tense. Now, okay, let's go to the pinky with that idea. Now if you want to get really crazy, let's just go ahead and go to quarter bends now. It's just going to barely be there, and you're going to find that the same phenomenon happens. It's actually going to speed up even more because it's lightening your load again in half. So now we have this. Sounds pretty erratic. Some people love the sound of it. Sometimes it can feel a little bit too nervous feeling for me, but I do throw it in sometimes if I'm going for that effect. Okay, so remember, use the metronome and exaggerate like crazy for the first couple days, even a week if you want to. Get the muscle memory in there. Switch to half-step bends, you'll automatically speed up. It'll sound nice and even, hopefully, if you're doing all the work beforehand. Then go to quarter. Get a little bit of crazy erratic sound going on. Then you can use it all over the place. You can switch up according to the situation. You're just going to find that everything you add vibrato to just sounds a lot smoother and more pleasant. All right, give it a shot, see if it improves your vibrato, and let me know in the comments what happened, okay? Thanks, guys. We'll see ya.